Now, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, we report on rumors on this channel. We enjoy the rumor mill. There's been some very reliable sources out there that we've gone back to time and time again that absolutely have very accurate reports that they have made out there time and time again. But at the end of the day, rumors are always something to be taken with a grain of salt. And ladies and gentlemen, that is no different with the upcoming Deadpool and Wolverine movie that comes out this weekend that a lot of us are all very, very super excited and very, very hyped for. It's like making us feel like true Marvel fans all over again, and it's such a beautiful thing. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there have been confirmed that some of those rumors, some of those leaks, some of those lies that have been put out there have been very, very, very intentional, ladies and gentlemen, and that's exactly what we've got here to talk about, because we obviously have had many of the rumor mill confirmed from just the latest trailer, obviously confirming, spoiler, Lady Deadpool, and so many others out there as well, seeing the return of our dear, sweet, and gorgeous looking, spoiler, X-23. That actress has had a wonderful glow up, and I cannot wait to see her in that movie. But needless to say, some of these rumors haven't been true, and now it turns out they were intentionally put out there by the production crew and everybody involved with Wolverine and Deadpool themselves to misdirect you, boys and girls. And honestly, it's smart marketing. It's 101 kind of basic, simple stuff out there. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's absolutely hilarious. So the real question is, are they going to confirm which ones are true and which ones are not? Considering the fact that the movie hasn't released, no. But needless to say, it is funny to watch them admit them, and I'm excited about this Deadpool and Wolverine movie, and I am honestly excited to talk about anything involved with it. So let's get down to business, boys and girls. We're going to check out this article from Variety, getting all of the juicy details of them absolutely admitting that they made up several of the rumors that were out there. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe and or follow if you have not already, because we just recently crossed 800. We are marching our way towards 900, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below letting us know, are you excited for this movie? Does it make you feel like a Marvel fan again? When are you going to go see it? Or are you one of those that's just no way in Hades am I going to go out there and see a Disney Marvel movie? Let me know in the comments section down below. So Marvel planted fake leaks to protect Deadpool and Wolverine cameos. There were misdirections on the internet and in person to protect the secrecy. So does this mean, boys and girls, potential set photo leaks, the ones that we actually saw out there, particular people, i.e. maybe our Deadpool and Elektra showing up, might not be true either? Sure makes Stevie wonder now, doesn't it? The team behind Deadpool and Wolverine has not hidden the fact that the upcoming Marvel movie is home to some pretty huge superhero cameos that will delight comic book movie fans. But protecting those cameos meant leaking misinformation to fans. In an interview with Games Radar Plus, executive producer Wendy Jacobson said, there may or may not have been some subterfuge and misdirection on the internet or an in-person in order to protect the secrecy. Oh, isn't she coy? Isn't it cute? It couldn't get much more marketing speak of, ooh, we don't want to spoil anything. We don't want to let you know which set photo leaks were true and which ones were false. We don't know which ones, we're not going to let you know which ones we paid people in the access media to put out there. You know, it's really funny though. There's one website that kind of comes to mind that recently popped up and a lot of people seem to be quoting very often is Nexus Point Media, right? And I don't know, I've never really heard of Nexus beforehand or anything like that, but it's very, very interesting to see that Nexus is now something we see a lot of people reporting who doesn't have a very good track record to begin with, and also have been involved in some of the Deadpool and Wolverine leaks. May wonder who's behind Nexus. I don't know. I'm sure it couldn't possibly be Ryan Reynolds or any of those kind of guys. So they say there may or may not have been subterfuge and misdirection on the internet in person in order to protect the secrecy. I can neither confirm nor deny any cameos in this film, but I will say, of course not. In terms of characters that may or may not appear, it is always important to us that nothing in this movie feels like a gimmick. anyone showing up as a crucial story purpose, or a beginning, middle, and end as a character arc. It was definitely a collaborative process of seeing who fit in and who didn't. Now, honestly, that's something that makes you feel nice to hear about, right? Like, that's one of those things you would seem to enjoy. That'd be one of those things that, like, yes, this is what you want to hear, because that's always been one of the biggest problems. We've seen this with Disney Star Wars. We've seen this with other properties over there, just cameos and people just being placed in movies just for the sake of an Easter egg, right? Of ooh, member berries. Ooh, you remember that? Ooh, you remember this? Ooh, do. All of that kind of stuff. And we've seen that happen time and time again. Now, whether or not they're actually saying this to be true, it sure seems like that from the trailers. If they're saying this and it actually is true and not just something they're trying to say to go out there about marketing for, it honestly seems like this is something that comes from the heart. It seems like all of the marketing surrounding this movie has come from the heart, and it seems like these are actually people that have a love for the characters and are excited to bring them to the big screen. And that is something that we have not seen in a long time, boys and girls, and I, for one, am honestly here for it. Let's hope it actually ends up paying off. Of course, if they're right, if they make the fans happy, we'll certainly make them rich and they will fill their coffers. But if not, we will gladly document the disaster of dumpster fire of all things Disney if they end up screwing this one up. So I'm glad to hear that. I like the idea, too, of that they were checking, right? Of course, we could all think of a million cameos from the original Fox X-Men universe that we would love to see put into sight of this movie. And we've seen some of them in some of the past Deadpool movies as well. Cheeky little references that are great little stuff like that. But to see these characters actually added into the story, become integral parts of that, I'm glad to hear that they did some trial and error. They weren't just like, hey, let's just shove everybody in from the right beginning. But like, no, we need to have characters that are actually going to make sense to advance the story. That is something I am always here for. Don't just do things for the sake of doing it. Do it because that has a purpose and a reason. That's how you get good storytelling, and good storytelling is something that clearly Hollywood has been lacking for quite a while. So Deadpool and Wolverine director Sean Levy told Entertainment Weekly earlier this month that there are a lot of cameos in this movie, but he stressed that the team behind the Marvel tentpole didn't want any of those cameos or characters to be the story of the movie, but they are peppered in throughout. There's a lot of characters. The internet is a delight of rumors about multitude of character cameos that are in this movie. Some rumors are true, some are way off base, and one of those that's been confirmed as way off base by Ryan Reynolds himself is, of course, the fact that he is playing Lady Deadpool. He says obviously his hips could not swing that way. He would not fit into that, and his shoulders are way too broad. Of course, we all completely agree, but it's funny to see him at least debunk that one. One potential that continues to draw buzz is the social media involved Taylor Swift, who some fans theorize will show up as either Lady Deadpool or the Mutant Dazzler. This is something that's been circulated around for a long time. I think this potentially might end up being one of those false ones, although we do know Ryan Reynolds is a big fan of Taylor Swift out there, and she would be perfect for the Dazzler character considering her in real life persona. But there's also potential Lady Deadpool, but I like the fan idea a lot more out there of it being Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds' wife, and honestly, the reaction I think would probably be much better to see his wife versus Taylor Swift. But I mean, either way would probably be a fun reaction. But we do know that Ryan Reynolds doesn't know who it is. So marketing Deadpool materials have already confirmed a lot of the people. We talk about all of that. Stanford previously told Entertainment Weekly to talk about the Pyro thing, the original X-Men films, getting able to put on all of that kind of stuff. Keen, meanwhile, told Entertainment Weekly that she rewatched Logan before reuniting with Hugh Jackman on the set of Deadpool and Wolverine. She added, as soon as they said rolling, I felt like we were back doing Logan. It was like 8 years hadn't passed. And I think that's a beautiful comment to go for and just finish the article on, because that's one of the things that always makes me excited about a movie, right? If they're actually enjoying on set, we hearing the actors talk about the fact that how much they loved it, how much it feels like just getting right back into the saddle again. It's one of the reasons why I'm so excited for the Beetlejuice 2 movie out there, because everything we've heard about is how true to form they're staying with this, how excited everybody is to go over it, and that's one of the things that I really love to see as well, boys and girls. So I think this is great. I love the fact that they intentionally did this. It makes sense from a marketing perspective. We already know that we live in a world of spoilers and all of that kind of stuff out there. Set photo leaks. Everybody and their grandmother can generally afford pretty much a nice, decent camera with a really nice high-end telescopic lens if that's something they're really trying to track down and get to. It's not out of the realm of possibility. So we've seen a lot of the spoilers. We've seen a lot of the set leaks. We saw Ryan Reynolds come out there and try to not make sure downplay a lot of kind of stuff. So that's the real question. Which one of these rumors are true? Which one of these photos and set leaks have actually been false? Is it of course one of them situations where we're going to not end up seeing our Daredevil and our Elektra? It could be some of the other Netflix. It could be some of the stuff that we just speculated about. Is it going to be Taylor Swift? I have no idea. But what I do know, boys and girls, is the marketing around Deadpool and Wolverine has been absolute genius. I'm totally okay with them putting out false rumors because guess what? It just gives me another excuse to make a video over something, and I'm totally okay with that. And obviously, a lot of you out there seem to enjoy these as well. So we'll keep talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. We'll keep an eye on all this kind of stuff, and we'll definitely let you know how this movie ends up doing it at the box office. So let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below. Does it surprise you at all? They put a bunch of false rumors out there. Which ones do you think are real? Which ones do you think are false? Let me know about all that in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and share this out with all your friends. This is Jesse with the Common Nerd. I bring you pop culture and all things nerdy through a common sense lens. Thanks for watching and enjoy the credits, boys and girls.